What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes. And today, sorry, I know I went pretty much the whole weekend without doing any type of videos whatsoever. Kind of had a family weekend, so we didn't get to do too much with the game. However, I have been grinding some stuff. I've been doing some stuff. One thing I've been waiting to do for you guys is going to be this boss here. Now, one thing that I've changed up, and it did seem to be one of the biggest issues, being that we're using only our light heroes essentially. We went to an Antlers Cane for our Doom Terminator Vulcan. I just feel like that's probably the way to go. Keeping them in the front row is probably smart too. I think still getting the extra healing potentially from the Scarlet Queen Halora might be the best play. I don't know. It's a tricky one because there's so many different options we could do here. Like, we get more control immunity, which isn't that big of a deal. Damage reduction. Like, there's none of them that I really care too much about. The only nice thing is if I do go for the core liberation on our Doom Terminator Vulcan, not only are we getting a little CC, which might actually help out, it does give additional damage. So I think that's what we're going to try. We're going to stick with the Phoenix. Let's see what this turns out like, because again, we were using that upgraded melodic strings, the deific version of it, but I do think that was kind of a big mistake, because either way, putting him in the front row, he's probably gonna get enough energy to do a round one active anyway. Granted, it's not with the big burst, but I think we need the ramping damage as the battle goes on from an Antlers Cane to make that work. And you see right here, Doom Terminator Vulcan's core also coming into play here, getting those couple of freezes off for our Yorm Tum, which is pretty cool. And again, we can afford to go very offensive on our Vulcan because number one, he's already super tanky, and number two, we have our Natalia giving him basically a full bar of HP in a shield form like every other round. So let's see how this works out. We could probably change our Yorm Tum to that melodic instead of the oh my gosh, the shark artifact. I can't even remember the name of it now, maybe because we barely use it. But the reason why this one can be a little tricky is because the enemies do heal quite a bit, especially when you kill one of the enemies. They heal for a lot. So if we can get this going pretty quickly here and ramp up our damage with an Antlers Cane towards the end, that might be better, because we might be able to kill multiple targets in the same round and not proc their on-death heal effect for some of the targets. We'll have to see. Granted, this would probably be a better situation if we were running like full demon bells, which we could try doing that to see if our team's strong enough, and that way we're just chain spamming active skills on our Vulcan with that ramping Antlers Cane, and it could make a big difference. I don't know. We are taking that one target down very quickly, and that's because Yorm Tum really picks on that target anytime we even have one of our allies attack, which is yeah, pretty much what we were to expect. I don't know if dropping the Queen for a Therapist Blood Betty would be a better option to keep the enemy CC'd. Probably not, because again, Vulcan gets more of his stacks from the enemy doing stuff, so even these crowd controls might be a negative for us. However, if we're gonna go for a CC strategy with Demon Bells, then running the Betty might be the better play. It just might be, because we're already going to round 7. Granted, our Antlers Cane is really going to start ramping up now. We got to hope also that the Phoenix is applying the buff to our Doom Terminator Vulcan every single round. So we got one target down. One of them is low. I apologize, guys. I'm getting sick yet again. It's like a never-ending struggle with these kids, man. That's another reason why I took the weekend off a little bit, is to try to recoup. On around 8, this is looking a lot better than it previously did with the melodic strings. Yeah, we're actually starting to really chunk the enemy. The problem is going to be coming down to like the last couple rounds and only having like the boss alive. But my goodness, that Yorm Tum is actually providing a ton of damage for us right now. Like, a lot more than I was expecting. So maybe him with the melodic would be even better, because it would only just be wearing off right now. Now, the boss did hit us and almost one-shot us, which leads me to believe we need to keep the crowns and everything that we do have on our heroes. But yeah, I mean, whew. Ooh, my goodness, these damage numbers are getting big. We got 4 more rounds of attacks to kill the boss. That's gonna be the tricky part. Now, I guess CCing the enemy is a good thing though, because it means they're not healing the boss. And now we have to 0 to or 100. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is definitely the play. Holy cow, we almost one-shot him from 1 Vulcan active. We did lose the queen there. Not the biggest of deals because he should go down here in the next round. He does heal a lot every single round though, but Vulcan, he has a slow effect on him, but it is enough. So we are getting clears. It's just how far are we going to clear? I don't know. I don't know if this team without using certain other Transcendence heroes is going to be possible. I know Williams can make very quick work of it. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see how our damage turns out. Now, this boss is actually hitting a lot harder. And there's also a reason why we're keeping our 2 damage dealers in the front row, because I believe the boss only applies that healing curse to the back row. So we just want to keep our damage dealers a little bit more safe so we can run them a little bit more offensive here. Now, our Yorm Tum almost already went down, which is a little sketchy. Didn't proc on bending yet, which is really good. It's really close though. He's actually generating shield, which is good. So I can't imagine these first couple rounds us really doing any significant amount of damage, but we are getting a lot of attack debuffs and everything on the enemy, so that is a positive. We just got to keep our team healthy. And again, any CC we do get, I guess, does help our survivability in general. If you guys didn't know, you can hit this little button up here, the little faction restraint thing, and then remove it real quick, and that does typically speed up the animations just a little bit. So if you guys ever wonder why I do that, that is pretty much the issue why we do that. However, losing the queen early, I don't know if that's going to be great for us. Our damage is feeling much lower than our previous ones, and our heroes are dying. So until we power up a light army stronger, I don't know if the light army is going to be good enough. But it's nice going back to an old school Antlers cane, really paying off for us. The amount of extra skill damage and everything it gives is amazing, and we don't really need to go for the deific version, I feel like, because, well, like, it only gives what, extra damage reduction to your hero, which I guess is a good thing. We are dodging a lot of attacks, and that's thanks to our Doom Terminator Vulcan as well. That alone is a huge survivability tool. I think I might go all in this week in the event to get the new Life Star or Star Soul or whatever they're called. I'm tempted to do it. And yeah, you see this one we're much further behind on. This is going to be a huge damage round right here from Vulcan. But still just not really enough. Because now they're going to heal back up. 4 rounds and still having 4 enemies alive. That's not going to happen. Granted, again, we are still scaling higher and higher, both with our Phoenix and with our Antlers cane. So you never know. The last round might be some like crazy active skill. Round 13, we're getting active. So hopefully that means in round 15, we're going to get one as well. We didn't take a target out, sadly. All right, so yeah, it looks like round... Ooh, actually round 15 we might not. But round 14 just as good. Here we go, round 15. Last active skill from Vulcan here. He's got the slow on him, which is why he's going to go last, which makes sure we got a burn on all the enemies. Is it enough to one-shot everything? I highly doubt it because it looks like the HP bars are not even moving. Yeah, that's not going to happen for us. That's definitely not. Yorm Tum, though... doing surprisingly good. So we'll have to come back to this. We'll have to see if we can get a little bit further. We're still ranked 131, which I'll say is cool. But again, putting the restriction of only using light heroes on our account, kind of a negative. But yeah, this Howling Sea Rocket, I really like it on Yorm Tum so far. We'll have to see how this goes in the future. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time.